auditorium where we always sit. As people streamed in, my heart was full of gratitude at the sight of so many people eager to worship God and learn from His Word. The weekend services are a visual reminder of all that has gone on during the week. Small groups, special classes, serving opportunities, outreach experiences, and other events designed to help people grow. It's hard not to get excited about ministry when you're surrounded by people hungry to know God. That's when it hit me. A haunting question so jarring, I couldn't shake it off. Are all the things that we do here at Willow, that these people so generously support, really helping them become fully devoted followers of Christ, which is our mission? Or are we just giving them a nice place to go to church? For all the work, all the financial investment, all the programming, and all the planning we pour into church, is it really making a significant difference in people's lives? As I looked out over the crowd, I imagined every family returning to their neighborhoods after the service, and I wondered, is our corner of the world here in the Chicago suburbs a better place because of what we do at Willow? Or does life pretty much go on here as it does everywhere else? I love being a pastor, even though that's not what I set out to do. I had my MBA and was working for a world-class management consulting firm, but God's call on my life was so radical and so clear that I knew this was where I should be. This was what I should be doing. But I couldn't shake that nagging question rattling around somewhere between my heart and my head. You think you're doing all the right things. You pour yourself into ministry because you love helping people grow in their faith. But are you really? I wasn't so sure, and that's what makes ministry so unsettling for me. Not knowing if the work I do is really helping the people I love move closer to God. If you know anything about Willow Creek, you know that we love guiding people on a journey from standing on the sidelines to becoming fully devoted followers of Christ. We've designed programs and activities to keep them engaged so that they grow in their relationship with Jesus and find ways to share His love with others. Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 through 40. From the very beginning in 1975, when founding pastor Bill Hybels and a small band of volunteers started this church, that's been our focus. The fact that our church has grown from a few hundred people in 1975 to more than 25,000 today is humbling, and we've taken it as one indication that our way of doing church is having an impact. At least that's what we thought. But when we surveyed our people in 2004, we got one of those wake-up calls that you'd rather not get, but you know you can't ignore. Our initial interest in conducting the survey was based on our long-held, overarching hypothesis that increased participation in church activities, small groups, weekend worship services, and volunteering increases a person's love of God and others. Said another way, church activity equals spiritual growth. Chart 1-1. That's what we believed at Willow Creek. Actually, our bias was so strong we would have said that we knew this was true. We never questioned the validity of this approach to helping people grow in their faith. So what we really wanted to know when we conducted our initial survey was which activities produced the most spiritual growth. In other words, which activities were most effective in helping people grow in their love of God and love of others. We considered this the mother lode of church leader questions. If we could figure that out, we could make better decisions, spend money more judiciously, minister more effectively, cut those programs that don't help people grow, and beef up the ones that do. We felt that we were doing a pretty good job of moving people toward spiritual maturity. The results of our survey would help us do much better. Initially, we were very encouraged by the congregation's response to the survey, a 40% return rate on the 15,000 surveys distributed. But despite questions designed to measure everything from church participation to spiritual maturity, and despite the application of state-of-the-art research techniques, the answers we were looking for just weren't showing up. Weeks went by, but the data still was not making sense to us. In fact, the data itself was perfectly fine. We were just blinded by our bias that increased participation.